So today I would like to share about the advancing resource estimation with Mindscape. Basically, what we will cover today is about practical use of the minimum drill holes and also the exclusion tools. Before we go to the topic, I would like to introduce the integrated solution for the entire mining value chains in the DataMine solution. So in DataMine solution, we start from the exploration until the sustainability stage or ESG stage. So in exploration, geology, and planning, you can see at the below, we have a several product to support the mining operation. So if this software is interested for you guys, you can check out in our DataMine website. But today we will focus on the geology product, especially in the Mindscape geology. The other product we support is the production, laboratory, and sustainability or ESG. You can see at the below also there's several product. If you thinking that this product you need to know further, then you can see the brochure or you can see the videos from our DataMine website, or you can reach us at the last slide. I will share the contact to you guys. Okay, let's start with the webinar topic, resource estimation. So if we talk about resource estimation, we need to consider several things in here. The first is the time constraint, because say we have a huge concession area, we have a numerous seam, we have a lot of structure in our area, then we need to consider time constraint while we doing the resource estimation. And then we need to think and consider about the complies with the code, because when we do the reporting, then we need to align with the code. Like in Australia, you have GRC code. In Indonesia, we have KCMA codes. So we need to think that our resource estimation is comply with the codes. And then we need to consider that sometimes we need to do the resource estimation multiple times or regularly. Like in Indonesia, for instance, we need to report our resource estimation to the government yearly, or now is 3 years. And if we need to update the report, then we need to rerun or re-estimate the resource and put in the report. So we need to consider that too. And the last thing, maybe because of a lot of seam, a lot of structure, a huge area we need to estimate. Yeah, once again, it will have another consideration. From that, we move to the Mindscape. Currently, Mindscape have two options to estimate the resource by using the manual and the resource classification tools. If we see from the left side, the manual polygon have its pros and cons. If we see the green text in here, this is the pros of the manual polygon, because basically it's a polygon. Then when we want to use the resource polygon, it's better because it can show us the circle polygon shape instead of using the grids. It will have a square shape, right? And the second thing is good with the manual polygon, we can customize based on our expectation. So we can modify, say, if we have less point of observation, less POO, then we can modify the polygon based on our expectation. But it's also come with the constraint, which is it takes a time. Because of what? All the process, all the modification needs to be done manually by CAD. And then when we do the resource estimation, we need to estimate each by each seam. So need to estimate seam by seam, and it will take a time if we have a lot of seam, right? But with the resource classification, as we can see, all the process is more faster because of what? Because we already put in the one resource classification menu. So we can generate and follow the flow in the resource classification. Later on in the demo, I will show you how we can generate the resource polygon automatically in the Mindscape. And we can generate the boundary and clip based on the boundary that we generate in the limit process automatically. And now we can set the minimum drill hole. So instead of in the previous or in the manual, we need to do manually, right? The changes, modification. Now we can set the number in the set minimum drill hole, and it will automatically remove or omit the drill hole less than the minimum drill hole that we specify in the resource classification spec. So here is the menu. So if we see the limits, so this is the menu. You can go through reserve and then resource classification limit in here. What you need to define is what is the boundary that you use, and then what is the limit that you use. For instance, I will use the subcrop in here. So I just type in the suffix subcrop in here, and it will populate the subcrop layer name in here. And then you need to define the surface suffix in here. So for instance, you can use roof or floor. In this instance, I'll use floor. And when I type floor in here, it will automatically generate the layer name in here. So once you finish, you can hit OK. And basically what Mindscape do is generating a polygon in here. So it will create the polygon based on the intersection between this subcrop and the polygon. So as the result, you will see this polygon, right? And the next step is you go down in the merge and clip process, then it will create a resource polygon area. So if you use this option and then you tick the clipping polygon, as the result, you will see your resource polygon will be limit based on this boundary that you create in the previous process in the limit. And also today we will focus on the application of the minimum drill holes. As you can see here, if you go down in the resource classification setting tab in here, there is an option to define minimum drill hole. So say in here, I put the minimum drill hole is 3. Then if you see at the right image, all measured and indicate in this class is downgraded into invert. Because of what? Because it has less than 3 drill holes that we define in the spec in here. And when you run the merge and clip process, as the polygon result, resource polygon result, you also see there is no measured and indicate class in here because it's already downgraded into the invert class. Okay. And the other thing that I would like to share is about the constraints. So for instance, in here, I have a river crossing my concession area or my mining pit. And I want to exclude all the resource inside that river buffer. So say in here, I already offset from the river 50 meters, or it depends on your regulation. In our area, it should be 50 meters from the river. So I already extend 50 meters left and right, and then put this as a polygon. And later on, I can use this as my constraint, right? As a river constraint. So how to use this in the mining estimation or resource estimation? I will use the exclusion instead of using the manual. Because of what? If we done using the manual, it's took time. Because of what? We need to do the resource estimation for all the polygon first, and then we subtract with the polygon river. like this, right? And then we get the final result. But if we are using the exclusion, then what we need to do is just create the solids, 3D solid from this river buffer, and then just define that solid in the exclusion menu, and Mindscape will automatically exclude all the resource inside this solid. So it will be easier instead of doing by manual. Okay, without any further ado, let's go to the demo. So I already prepared a video in here. So if you see, if you want to run the resource classification menu, you can go through strat model and then go through reserve. You'll see this is the resource classification menu. If I play the video, we go to the resource classification. At the beginning, you need to define the resource spec. And if you see here, you need to define the minimum drill hole. So for instance, at the first, I will put the minimum drill hole as 2 in here, right? Okay, and then go to the next step. In the next step, I will create a point of observation, or we know in Mindscape it's called posting, right? What we need to do, just select the resource classification spec that we create in the previous step, and then hit OK in here. And Mindscape will automatically generate the posting or point of observation for all SIM. Right? In this instance, I just have 6 SIM, so it will only create 6 posting, right? Including the splitting. After that, we go to the next step. We go to generate the polygon. It's the same thing. What you need to do, just select the resource classification spec in here and then hit OK. And basically what Mindscape do is generating a polygon in here. As you can see here, it will generate the measured, the indicate, and the invert polygon, right? Because I set the minimum drill hole is 2, then all the polygon is here is generated. Left and the right is generated. It has measured, indicate, and invert polygon. After that, we can go to generate the limit in here. What we need to define in here is we select the boundary that we will use to clip or to generate the boundary, and then just define the element subcrop, and then just define the surface suffix in here, and then hit OK. And it will generate the boundary limit. So if you go to your design file, you'll see all the layer name with suffix BDY in here. That's the boundary that already created when you are using the limit process. Once you have the polygon, then you can use clip polygon in here, and it will automatically generate the resource polygon. So this is for measured, the green one, indicate the blue one, and the red is for the invert class. And automatically clip based on the boundary that we created in the previous step. So that's how easy when we are using the resource classification to generate the resource polygon. And how if I want to change the minimum drill hole? So for instance, I will change now from the setting, I will put 4, yeah, as my minimum drill holes, right? And then I hit OK in here. Okay, and rerun the process. I go to generate polygon of influence. And then as you can see here, the minimum drill hole is already 4. Now, if you see here, as the result, all the polygon in the right side already downgraded into the invert class. Because of what? Because I set the minimum drill hole is 4, right? So all the polygon measured and indicate in the right side is downgraded into the invert class. So when I run the merge and clip process, it will give me the similar result of the resource polygon in here. Yep, it will give me the same result. Okay, the next example when doing the resource classification is about the constraint. So as I mentioned before, say I have a constraint. A constraint can be anything. It's not always a river. It can be intrusion or it can be anything, right? But in this instance, I just use the river as the example. So as I mentioned before, I already create a buffer zone in here. It's 50 meters left and right. So if you want to create a visual resource classification, right? It's very simple. You can go to the cat, right? And then you can clip the resource polygon based on this buffer zone. So just select your layer name in here, and then you can clip based on polygon. Let it side. Click it, right? Now you can put this resource polygon inside your report. It's easy, but not that easy if you do the manual resource estimation. Because of what? As I mentioned before, you need to estimate all the resource first and then estimate the resource inside this buffer zone and then subtract it, right? One by one sim by one sim. So it's took a time. But now I will give you example how we can apply the exclusion, right? So if we want to apply the exclusion, right, we need to generate the solids or the mesh solid first, right? So if you see here, I already create the offset from this river zone, right, at the top and the bottom. Once I have it, I can go to the mesh solid in here to generate the solid, right? Once I have the solid in here, okay, I can put the mesh solid name in here and then hit OK. When I have the solid, this is the solid, the blue one. Now I can use the solid as my exclusion later on, right? Okay. Now we will start to do the resource estimation. For the first, I will not apply any exclusion here. So I just define all the resource estimation parameters in here, right? Make sure you use the resource classification spec in here as a subset, right? And then when we already done with the parameter, you can run by hit apply or OK. And then we can see the result in here, right? This is the resource estimation result. So for instance, I would like to filter all the report in here. So I can go to the tables and then select the tables and then activate the table by right click and select edit in here. If you already activate the table, Now you can filter. You can go to filter rows, the top, and then you can put the expression. So for instance, I want use the filter from burden. Just type burden in here, equal single quote, and put the name. Single quote again and hit OK. Now we already have the resource before we applied the exclusion, right? And the next exercise, I will put the exclusion. How to define the exclusion? By right-clicking and new, and then give the name for the exclusion. For instance, I will put as a refer constraint in here. You can name it everything, and then select the mesh, right? I put in the mesh solid group. Just select that mesh solid group, and then select the mesh layer name in here. Hit OK, and you can set the exclusion in here. I will use the same parameter, but to differentiate the table, I just add the suffix RC in here as a refer constraint. And then when I'm happy with the setting, hit apply or OK to run the process. When it finishes, then you can go to the table to see the result. I'll do the same thing like previously. I activate the table so I can filter. Select filter row in here and then put the header name, burden equal single quote, and put the resource. Okay, when I'm happy, click OK. Now this is the resource from the second exercise. I can align horizontally in here and compare between the original. As you can see here, if I move a bit, yep, I close it, the menu. As you can see here, the volume is changed. So for instance, we focus on row number 4. So before we apply the exclusion, the volume is 700 something, 700,000 something. But after we applied the exclusion, it reduced to 687,000 something, right? There's a difference between the original and after we applied the exclusion. To validate this number, you can unactivate the filters, yeah. So you can go to the reset tables in here at the top. Okay, and you do the same thing for the resource at the bottom, reset table. And then if you see here, this is the exclude volumes. So all the resource inside this exclusion. So if you see, what is the sign? The sign is you have the same SIM and burden name. If you see here, SO1, SO1 is the same. So this resource inside this indicate polygon is excluded because it's inside our refer buffer. So if we want to check, right? If you check this one. So if you summarize, if you sum this volume with the resource number, you will get the similar result before you apply the exclusion. So in this instance, I will use the calculator just for this first instance. You can type the number and then you can add with the excluded volume in here. Then you will get the similar number with the original before you applied the exclusion. So this is how you can use the exclusion, say if you have a constraint in your area. So it's faster instead of using manual and doing calculation by yourself. So as the summary, this new enhancement will enable user to automatically generate the boundary limits based on the boundary that we specified and the subgroup we specified, and clip using the boundary that we create in the limit process. And beside that capability, you can also now apply the minimum drill holes when you creating a polygon of influence, which is will help us to reduce the time instead of modified by manual. And then, yeah, it will speed up the creation of resource polygon, right? And because now the result is already in the polygon, we can have a better visualization to be put in the report or any other purposes. If you have any constraint in your area, for instance, you have a river crossing your area, or you have an intrusion or any other constraint, right? Then you can use the function of the exclusion by creating a mesh solid and then put that solid when you estimate the resource. So hopefully you get an insight to advancing your resource estimation. And yep, I think that's all from me.